Welcome Transformers fans, my name is Composite EnerJoe and today I will be reviewing the Transformers, the movie 2007 Deluxe class Stockade. And here he is in his alt mode, which is a slightly altered version of a Cadillac Escalade. Specifically, this is the Sector 7 Escalades that were used in the first Transformers movie. And for those of you who either haven't seen the movie or it's been a while and you just don't remember, Sector 7 was the government, the U.S. government branch that was aware and was involved with the Transformers. Like, they knew about them. That was the section of the government that dealt with the extraterrestrial life forms, or they called them the non-biological life forms. Like Megatron to them was called NBE-1 instead of Megatron. But that's besides the point. This was their vehicles that they used, these Cadillacs. This is slightly altered. There's an incredibly tiny Decepticon logo right there. Sector 7 again. This is the back. And this character is Stockade. Yet again, it's another character where, well, the vehicle mode was in the movie. This right here, what you're seeing, this was in the movie. But this character did show up in the comics, in the movie tie-in comics, along with, what was the one that Wreckage? Yeah, just like Wreckage, this guy showed up in the comic. However, unlike Wreckage, this vehicle mode was in the movie. So, let's get on to transformation. And actually, this is a pretty fun transformation. You go back here. Pop this up. Fold this down. Reveal the legs. Fold this over. Fold this over. And then, to do the legs really quick, separate them. You fold this over and around. Foot down. And make sure you get the heel out. You pull out the heel. Same thing with this leg. And then you take this entire back part and you fold it back. Like you fold the arm back, fold it from the back, fold this back. Then you straighten the legs. Right here you can sort of extend this out and bend it. You can then bend this. And then for the hands, it's up to you what you want to do. I like to leave them like that because it looks more streamlined. So I like to leave it like that. But you could have them pop open like that, and there's his hand. I think that's the official way. And on mine, this one tends to pop off. It's a bit loose. Yeah, the official way that you have them open like that, but it looks kind of weird to me. So I just have them closed to make it more streamlined. And then also the head reveal. Pull this up and boom! There is Stockade. It's a pretty simple transformation. However, I feel that it's just it's simple, yet it's complicated enough where it's fun. It's not too complicated. It's not too involved. You can knock this guy out in like a couple minutes. You can transform him back and forth, and he's really fun. And here he is, Stockade. And take a look at his head, his face, and that kind of looks like a helmet. Yeah, looks like he's wearing a knight helmet. So I go from Centurion to now a knight helmet. With that aside, here he is. And there's not really much to say about him. It's just basically what you see is what you get. A short, stocky figure that he looks like a powerhouse because of his big old arms. And while I'm at it, let me go into articulation. As you saw, his arms, these are on ball joints. This is a hinge. This is technically, I think this is on a ball joint, but because of its location, you can't really do much with it. But yeah, it is on a ball joint, and these are also on ball joints. This, yeah, on a ball joint. These do that. Knee that far, elbow that far back. And there's like a double hinge here, but it's kind of weird. and what ball joints do what ball joints do. And that's pretty much him. Oh, his legs go that far out. You have to finagle a little bit, but they go that far out. So you can do a pretty okay kick. You can do a pretty decent kick. And he also has waist swivel. Huh. I think that's the first one. That's the first one on the show that has this. I think, but yeah, I don't exactly remember. And yeah, he doesn't come with any accessories, but he can do one really cool little feature. These little sliders here. So you pop this open. If you pull these back, he has an extending punch. He has an extending punch, and this one can also do it. But yeah, he has an extending punch. He has what was it? This is a Lugnut's punch of kill everything. He has it. Yeah. He might. In fact, I think this guy might have gotten it before him. He also has one cool other feature that is very rare, especially on a deluxe class. He has articulated fingers. Yeah, he has what is it? He can basically do this. Like like these two fingers and these two fingers are fused, so you can have them open up or do this. So yeah, he can open his hands and close them. He has articulated hands. Wow, that's rare nowadays. Like unless you're like a masterpiece or a third party something, you don't see articulated hands anymore. That's rare. You don't see that too often. So yeah, this guy actually has them. And, oh, he has a little Decepticon badge symbol right there. And that's pretty much it. I personally really like this guy because of how simple and stocky he is. And it's one of those things where the short and squatness makes sense for this character since he's supposed to be a big, tough bruiser. And yeah, and I love that he has the punch of kill everything. Like I think, I'm pretty sure before Lugnut invented it, he could do it. And articulated fingers. Oh, and this is also I think the Stockade is a little bit special because he was part of the it shows with this electric blue that's here. He was part of a subline, which was just essentially the last deluxe wave of the original movie line, called. I think it was the All-Spark. I think it was like the All-Spark Battle or the All-Spark Power. I don't remember exactly. But it was part of the All-Spark line, which meant that the figures had this electric blue in them, which I think was supposed to represent like All-Spark energy is coursing through them, which makes them even stronger. So, flexing. So, yeah. But I think he's one of the best ones to use it, because it's not much. It's just a little bit here, there, and there. It's very subtle about it, and I like that. Because some of the other ones are just sort of all over the place with it, and it's kind of distracting. Here, it's just enough where he has it. It's like it's there. It's a nice little touch. It breaks from the. It's nicely placed because it breaks from all the black and the gray. And yeah, overall, this is a very solid figure, and I highly recommend him. It's really solid to have. He's fun to transform. Very solid vehicle mode, solid robot mode, can do a bunch of stuff. Like I said, he has an articulated hand. That alone should make him worthwhile. And as far as I can tell, he was repainted once into an Autobot named Gears. It's the same thing, but it's just a silver with like a very colorful robot mode repaint. I prefer this version because it's more down to earth, if that makes any sense. But yeah, this here is Stockade. I really like him, and I do highly recommend him. Especially since I think out of the All-Spark line, he's probably one of the best ones from that line, since it's very minimal on the All-Spark blue. So yeah, that is my review of Transformers, the movie, Deluxe Class, Stockade. This is Composite EnerJoe, signing off. Peace out.